So really what we're trying to do is get this pond to be not only like its own, you know, eggshell strength type of thing, but when you have a small pour like this, we're gonna go like, you know, 8 inches to a foot in some areas. I mean, on the outside here, these out apron rocks, you know, they come out to almost sometimes 10 inches to a foot, and of course outside like that, they're gonna go even up to 18 inches to 2 feet, depending on how big rock you make. But you want to tie it into the whole pond, so it's one big piece. You get less chances of cracking that way. It's going to last you a lot longer. Another aspect is you could put a liner underneath there. Here we didn't, because we're going to seal it from the inside with what's called wall finish, and the wall finish is an emulsifier. Plus, it adds it has a kind of like a plasticizer, but it's emulsifier. It actually hydrates the concrete, and it infuses a polymer. So we have a poly that goes inside of it. So from the inside, I'm going to have a seal with the polymer in there. So now you can't stick polymer inside the truck. We brought the truck. The truck's coming at about a 9-sack mix. But the problem is that you can't put polymers in that truck. It'll stick to the fins and never get it out of there. The truck concrete company will not be very happy with you. So what we do is we infuse it by adding the emulsifier with the polymer, and it's called wall finish. And the wall finish goes in there. We attach it in, we float it in at the end, and we get a real nice finish, a nice hard, something's going to last you a long time and really seal that water in. And he's just stacking the apron and making sure, you got to make sure that's level. Another thing you don't want to do is bring the apron up like this. Rocks all the way down. It looks like a pyramidal. Don't do that. You're going to do it, stack it like this. We're going to make some large boulders in here, something to adorn the nice big rock that we're going to make out of the ledge falls frame and GFRC composite. So right now he's stacking it up. It's still nice and thick. We got probably a good 8 inches to 10 inches on that bottom. That's really essential. I like to kind of invert and make a kidney shape out of the ponds. And if you don't do that, let's say even a round one like this, I like to make the boulders look in between. To really make them look separate as I cut in between here. I can put the extra mud I got up in here. I'm going to put some wall finish on top of this to really emulsify it and get it more workable. So it's kind of dry right now. It's a dry mix. And as it dries, see what that wall finish does? Look at that. It just melts it. Really nice. And the top's nice and stiff. This is this nice stiff mix. But it's where the air, it's for the point where I can just put my molds on it. My big GFRC molds and texture into this thing really nicely with some good release agent. Now here on the sides here, I could cut this. If you cut it too soon and it's kind of wet, it might slump the rock, and you got this round looking rock. Up on the top we got kind of a real cliff rock, so I want to kind of match that. The only way you're going to match that is by cutting into this. Now if I cut it too soon, see how it's slumping down? So I'm going to give it a little bit. I can always come in with wall finish and re-emulsify this. But right now I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to do the tops. Need a nice flat finish, something that I can really do some nice textures with the texture mold. And then I'll get the outside. Corey will get the inside. Now notice what Corey's doing on the inside over here. It's very important. What he's doing is he's cantilever. We got such a thick, look how thick that is in there. You know, he's got a good 10 inches in there. So what he's doing, he's cutting back about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and making the rock cantilever. Look how pretty they look when they're cantilevered like that. Really one of the keys to making a good waterfall is also having a great pond. Not just the ledge falls top and the frame and all that, but really this right here is so important because this has to match all that you're doing on the top. Now what I'm going to do is to make this look really legitimate is to get our molds and put the molds over the top of these rocks here. Like even here, I'm going to wall finish these and I'll put a mold finish on those and it'll texture all this up really nice. But we're going to soften it up with our wall finish. Okay, what we're going to do is we have these molds. We love the molds because not only they don't require a backing, but you can put you make your panels out of them. But better than that is you can also implement them inside you're doing your boulders. Because remember, you want your boulders to match what you're putting up on the ledge falls frame there. So here what we're doing is we're putting the release agent, which is the release agent that will kind of get that silicone in there. What we do is we put this on here and just stamp that, and And wow, look at that. See how nice that is? Look at that. That looks like the real deal there. So now you have a regular old rock that all of a sudden it's stamped and you have this incredible textures in there. I don't know anybody that I've seen that actually does this type of stamping. You have stamped concrete, which is flat, but this deep texture stamping is hard to get. But when you have the emulsified wall finish in there, if you use regular concrete, try to stamp it this deep there, it'll kind of separate and crack. But this right here, it makes it great. It makes it, when you put the wall finish in there, it's perfect for molding. So you wall finish it, get it all prepped with your release agent, and man, look at those, look at the deep textures on this right here. Is that incredible? Matching the concrete that we have here is going to go up into where the ledge falls panels are. So we want to match that. So that's what he's doing here. He's putting that in there, stamping that. Now you have, watch when he pulls this out. Look at the deep textures you can get on that once he pulls that. See, and he put the wall finish on there so it doesn't really parch or separate. And when he pulls it out of there, look at that, huh? Beautiful.